Good morning, everyone. My name is Apostle Kingsley. I'm here this morning to share with us something very, very vital. And this is my first episode in this topic. Um, a lot has been happening in recent time, and it is very, very important for us to come to understanding of the issues at hand. Many have been wondering what's actually going on in our society. A lot of wickedness, a lot of evil activities. The nation is not actually moving the way it ought to. A lot of people have been praying, asking God, why are we in this critical situation? And to look at it, it's as if nothing actually is happening. But I'm here to tell us something very, very important that has been hidden for a long time. And I tag this the mystery of the Nigerian problem, which has been revealed. Now, first and foremost, before we proceed, I would like us to look at something very, very important in the scripture. It is very, very important for us to see some vital information that will be useful to us to understand where we are coming from and where we are headed to. Briefly, let us look at the book of Nahum. Nahum chapter 3, I will take from verse 1 down to 4. Let us look at something briefly there. It reads, Woe to the bloody thirsty! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not. The noise of a whip and the noise of a rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcass, and there is none end to the corpses that stumble upon their corpses. Because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcraft. Yes, when you look at this portion that we just read now, you discover something very, very important. It's trying to make us understand how people are being sold out into witchcraft, into slavery, into all manner. You see people trying to struggle for survival, you discover nothing is actually happening. Now, let's take for example, in our society today, there's one thing that has always happened. You see somebody that is going through pains. Nobody wants to look at the person to consider how to help the person come out of that situation. Now, when the person has struggled so hard to be able to overcome such situation, and probably God decided to show favor on that person, and things turned around for that person, you discover how much interest and attention that will be drawn towards that person. Now you begin to hear things like, how come about this? How did you make it? Questions, invitation to security offices, you know, to find out how the person made it. In fact, the person will begin to be tagged armed robber, fraudulent person, and so manner and so forth like that. The person's image at some point will be dented because you are looking at the person as a suspect. How come about your sudden wealth? But you are interested in how come about this person's sudden wealth. You are not interested in how much pains this person has been undergoing over the years. This person was not noticed. But here comes a transformation. Instead of looking at how we can celebrate transformation of people, we focus more on how to criticize people that are their lives are being turned around. And this I call the act of witchcraft. Because it is only a person who is wicked, it's only a person who is an enemy of progress that will see somebody that is making waves and you look at the person and you begin to talk down on the person, you begin to suspect the person, you begin to criticize the person, you begin to, make the person to go through some kind of unnecessary checks. Now, even if you want to investigate a person, there are ways, there are measures of investigating because you're trying to curtail excesses of maybe crime or the rest. But the question is, there are people in the society that are actually doing a lot of crimes, committing a lot of crimes. How many of them are being checked upon? How many of them are being checkmated? How many of them are being persecuted? A lot of activities, a lot of atrocities are happening, and nobody is saying anything about it. So it is a very big problem to a society. That is why we are in this chaos situation that we find ourselves this day. And until we begin to have a transformation of character, until we begin to have a rethink in the way we do things, things can never move forward. We also talk about the crises that have been going on between one political party or group against the other. We talk about religious crisis, we talk about kidnaps, we talk about all manner of things. How do we think these things will come to an end? This is a very, very important question we begin to ask ourselves. As it is popularly said that charity begins at home. First and foremost, somebody will say, if you vote me into a let's say position, I am going to do this, I'm going to do that. No! Stop telling lies. The truth is, it is not you, about you, what you are going to do. First of all, as a person, it is very, very important. This is not just about the political aspect, it's about an individual development. Now, it is very, very important for a person to be able to develop himself. First of all, look at yourself as an individual. Think about the things around you or concerning you that are not actually in order. See how you can be able to fix those things and make those things work well around you as an individual. Now, if you have been able to consistently overcome this particular thing, then you can extend it to another person and see how you can replicate the same. As you keep doing that, you see that there is gradually a transformation that is taking place. So until this is done, nothing tangible will happen in our society. At this point, I want to draw the curtain, and if you have a suggestion, a comment, you can drop it. Maybe a concern, maybe a question, or a view, you can also drop it until I come back again with a continuation of this topic. Thanks for listening, and God bless you.